Welcome back. Now, before we take a look at the day's business news, let's first take a look at the stock indices across the GCC. And in our top business story, it's been estimated that there will be 120 million social networking users by 2015 and approximately 390 million internet users by 2020. With rapid technology enhancements and a focus on connectivity, individuals and companies are forced to keep up with today's thriving business environment. This research comes from the Top 50 Megatrends for 2020 report, which was released by business consulting firm Frost & Sullivan today. The fourth consecutive edition of the event, Growth, Innovation and Leadership, has given over 5,000 working professionals from over 42 industry sectors an opportunity to gain an insight on what it takes to stay abreast of change within the corporate world. Listed as mega trend number 4 was convergence and connectivity. Industry insiders demonstrated how social networking and online experiences has implications on personal lives, businesses and even day-to-day activities, stating that every household will have 10 devices by 2020. With an expected increase in interactivity and approximately 1,213 satellites to be stationed by 2020, Dubai-based leading telecom companies Etisalat and Du are at the forefront of cutting-edge software solutions.
Well, in terms of ICT, the telecoms industry in the Middle East is relatively advanced. What we've seen recently, in particular, is a deployment of broadband networks, both mobile but also fixed. So you have high-speed cable, but also LTE or 4G connectivity in most of the major cities within the region, and increasingly more and more outside of the major cities, in the smaller cities, and in the corridors connecting them. So overall, I would say that the telecoms platform, the telecoms infrastructure in the Middle East is relatively advanced. What we see specifically in the UAE as a leadership within the Middle East is actually deployment of ICT very closely with a lot of other industry and economic developments. So we have initiatives from the government driving smart cities, which are cabled up from the start, which have connectivity developed throughout. So we see IT as a key part of infrastructure, and most importantly now, communications is really playing a role which is supporting and enabling a number of different services, so it's really become an infrastructure development, just the same as roads and energy are provided to the cities and consumers.
Meanwhile, the firm's global president and managing partner, Arup Zutshi, stated that his aim for today's event is to develop true visionary leaders.
If you look at all the CEOs, and we've done this survey for the last 7 years in a row, the number one objective for every CEO is growth. In fact, 93% of them say growth is their number one objective. And we know growth will come through innovation. It is very well established fact, whether it's in academic world or non-academic world, that innovation drives growth. Whether it's product innovation, strategy innovation, process innovation, or delivery innovation, innovation does drive growth. And of course, you need strong leaders, people within the different career tracks to actually be in a total alignment to drive growth. So that's why it's a perfect platform to have growth, innovation, and leadership under one roof. There are some global trends, and then there are obviously some regional trends. But I think the key ones that we see is the move towards smart. The smart is new green, is what we're referring to. We also see a lot of things in the area of urbanization. So we are going to see a lot of mega cities. We're going to see mega corridors and mega regions. I think these two are going to be big drivers of how the business world will evolve, how industries will evolve, and how companies will need to participate in this environment.
The Abu Dhabi Airports Company posted double-digit growth of 19.6% in passenger traffic for January compared to the same month last year. The report revealed that over 1.3 million passengers passed through the airport's facilities last month. Aircraft movements also registered positive growth of 12.6% in January, totaling 11,119, while cargo volumes recorded an increase of 25% compared to the same month last year, reaching 48,875 tonnes. The top 5 routes from Abu Dhabi International Airport during January were Bangkok, London, Doha, Manila and Bahrain. And additionally, Etihad Airways announced an expansion of its partnership with Garuda Indonesia, bringing the total number of code-share destinations with the Jakarta-based airline to 10. Etihad's chief executive, James Hogan, was quoted as saying that the new points give them unprecedented access to more than 6 million potential Indonesian travellers and provides opportunities for deeper commercial ties to the oil, gas and mining industries in the region. Investor sentiment is most positive towards the UAE, Saudi Arabia and Qatar. That's according to the 4th MENA Asset Management Survey. The latest survey, conducted by FTSE Global Markets in conjunction with the Qatar Financial Centre Authority, covered 90 institutional investors across 12 countries in the MENA region, showing that lower political risk and improved market liquidity remain the top priorities for investors. Additionally, the findings hint at rapid shifts in market and asset allocation, which up to now have favoured bonds and private equity investments, to a growing cross-section of investable products, including mutual funds, hedge funds, exchange-traded funds and money market instruments.